Life in the ocean has always been shrouded in mystery. But few mysteries are more fascinating than the intimate reproductive lives of whales. These magnificent creatures, the largest animals ever to exist on Earth, have developed some of the most complex and beautiful mating rituals in the animal kingdom. For centuries, whale reproduction remained a complete mystery to humans. We could only wonder about what happened beneath the waves in the deep ocean. But thanks to decades of scientific research and underwater observation, we now understand the remarkable journey of whale reproduction, a story of competition, attraction, survival, and the incredible bonds between mothers and calves. Today on Nature Realms, we're diving deep into the world of whale reproduction. We'll explore how whales attract mates, how they reproduce, and how they nurture their young. This is a story of life, love, and survival in Earth's largest habitat. If you're fascinated by nature's mysteries and want to learn more about these incredible creatures, subscribe to Nature Realms now. Let's begin our journey into the world of whale reproduction. For most of human history, we knew almost nothing about how whales reproduced. Ancient sailors told wild stories about mysterious whale behaviors during certain seasons, but the truth was hidden beneath the waves, inaccessible to human observation. It wasn't until the modern era of marine biology, with underwater cameras, sonar technology, and patient researchers in boats, that we began to unlock the secrets of whale reproduction. What we discovered was absolutely astounding: a world of complex behaviors, remarkable adaptations, and emotional depth that rivals anything we find on land. Whale reproduction is not a simple process. It involves migration across entire ocean basins, sophisticated courtship displays, complex mating systems, and an extraordinary commitment to caring for offspring. Understanding whale reproduction means understanding how these creatures have survived for millions of years and how they maintain populations in the vastness of the ocean. Before we can understand how whales reproduce, we must understand the whale body itself. Whales are mammals, they are not fish. This fundamental fact is crucial. Like humans and all mammals, whales have internal reproductive systems. They gestate their young internally, and they nurse their calves with milk after birth. A female whale's reproductive system is adapted to her massive body. Her uterus is enormous, capable of carrying a calf that can weigh several tons at birth. Her mammary glands produce rich, nutrient-dense milk that can help a calf gain hundreds of pounds per day during nursing. Male whales have internal testes that produce sperm. During breeding season, the male's reproductive organs enlarge significantly and hormone levels surge, triggering behavioral changes and increased aggression. Male whales become more vocal, more territorial, and more aggressive in their competition for females. The reproductive hormones of whales are triggered by environmental factors. Day length, water temperature, and food availability all play roles in initiating the breeding season. Different whale species breed at different times of year, synchronized with their migration patterns and the availability of food sources. Most whale species do not breed in the same locations where they feed. Instead, they undertake some of the longest migrations in the animal kingdom, traveling thousands of miles from feeding grounds to breeding grounds. This remarkable annual journey is one of nature's most epic sagas. Take the humpback whale, for example. During summer months in polar regions, the Arctic and Antarctic humpback whales feast on krill and small fish. The waters are rich with food, and whales can consume up to a ton of food per day. They build up enormous fat reserves in their blubber. But when fall arrives and the days grow shorter, something changes. The whales' bodies begin to respond to seasonal cues. Breeding hormones surge. The need to reproduce becomes overwhelming. And so begins the migration. Humpback whales migrate up to 16,000 miles annually from polar feeding grounds to tropical breeding grounds. A whale that feeds off the coast of Alaska will travel to Hawaii or Mexico to breed. A whale from Antarctica will migrate to the coasts of Australia or Brazil. These migrations take weeks to complete. Why migrate so far? The answer is simple. Tropical waters are too warm and unproductive for feeding. There isn't enough food to sustain whales during winter. But these warm, calm waters are perfect for breeding and nursing calves. The trade-off is worth it. Whales sacrifice months of feeding to ensure reproductive success. Picture this, a tropical bay in Hawaii during winter. The water is warm and crystal clear. Suddenly, a massive humpback whale breaches, leaping completely out of the water before crashing down with a tremendous splash. Then another whale breaches, and another. Humpback whales have arrived at their breeding grounds. What follows is an extraordinary display of competitive behavior and courtship rituals that will continue for the next few months. The breeding ground becomes a stage for one of nature's most intense competitions. Males far outnumber females, often at ratios of 10 males for every female. This creates fierce competition. Every male wants to mate with the limited number of available females. The competition is intense, sometimes even violent. Male whales form groups called escort pods. These are coalitions of males that follow females, competing for mating rights. The dominant male, the largest and most aggressive, gets priority access to females, but smaller males don't give up easily. They chase, they ram, they create alliances to try to dislodge the dominant male from his position. The water churns with activity. Whales leap and crash. Males sing songs that can be heard for miles. The competition for reproductive success is one of the most intense spectacles in the animal kingdom. While competition among males is fierce, courtship itself can be surprisingly gentle and beautiful. When a male successfully approaches a receptive female, something remarkable happens. The courtship dance begins. The male and female swim alongside each other, mirroring each other's movements. They touch each other gently with their flippers. They breach together, leap out of the water in synchronized displays of athleticism and grace. These behaviors seem to serve no purpose other than bonding and pleasure. Some whale species have developed elaborate courtship displays. Humpback whales engage in what researchers call the pectoral fin slap, where a whale lies on its side and repeatedly strikes the water with its enormous pectoral fin, creating massive splashes and sounds that can be heard across great distances. Sperm whales click and vocalize in complex patterns, seemingly having conversations with potential mates. Orcas engage in synchronized swimming displays and coordinated jumps that demonstrate their strength and athleticism. These courtship behaviors serve multiple purposes. They allow the male and female to assess each other's health and fitness. They create pair bonds. Even if temporary, they synchronize the timing of reproduction. They are also, we must acknowledge, expressions of pleasure and attraction. The moment of mating is brief compared to the elaborate courtship that precedes it. When a female, in estrus and ready to reproduce, and a male has successfully gained access to her through competition and courtship, mating occurs relatively quickly. Whale mating typically occurs at or near the water's surface. The male and female position themselves side by side or belly to belly. The male's reproductive organ, the penis, can extend several feet. Mating lasts only seconds to a few minutes, but it's incredibly intense. A single mating event is usually sufficient for reproduction. The male's sperm fertilizes the female's egg inside her uterus. Once fertilization occurs, the male's role is essentially complete. He plays no further role in reproduction or child-rearing. The female alone will bear the responsibility of pregnancy and nursing. The window of fertility for female whales is narrow, typically only a few days during the breeding season. This means that timing is everything. Females must arrive at breeding grounds during their fertile window. Males must successfully compete for access. If the timing is off or a female fails to mate, she will not reproduce that year. This is why the breeding season is so intense. It's a compressed period where years of survival and growth lead to a few moments of reproductive opportunity. Everything must align perfectly. After mating, the female whale begins the long journey of pregnancy. Whale gestation periods vary by species, but most large whales are pregnant for about 11 to 16 months. This is extraordinarily long compared to most land mammals. During pregnancy, The developing calf grows inside the mother's uterus. The calf is connected to the mother through an umbilical cord and placenta, receiving oxygen and nutrients directly from the mother's bloodstream. The growing calf is cushioned by amniotic fluid that protects it from the movements and pressures of ocean life. As the pregnancy progresses, the calf grows to enormous proportions. A newborn blue whale calf, for example, weighs about 200 pounds and measures 25 feet long, about as long as a car. A sperm whale calf is similarly massive. Even smaller whale species produce calves that are substantial in size. The pregnant mother must continue to live in the ocean, diving for food, migrating with other whales, and surviving the daily challenges of marine life. The pregnancy is an enormous metabolic burden. The mother's body is supporting not only her own massive frame, but also the rapid growth of a developing calf. Yet female whales seem remarkably adapted to pregnancy. They continue normal behaviors, migrate with their pods, and maintain their position in social hierarchies. The pregnancy is hidden within their enormous bodies. Other whales may not even realize a female is pregnant until she gives birth. The birth of a whale calf is one of nature's most dramatic moments. After months of pregnancy, the mother whale's body goes into labor. The contractions intensify. The calf, fully developed and ready for life, begins its journey into the world. Whale births typically occur at or near the surface of the water. The calf is born tail first, different from most land mammals that are born head first. This adaptation makes sense for a marine mammal. The calf's tail emerges first, followed by the rest of its body. The moment of birth is often attended by other females. Female whales frequently gather around a birthing mother, providing support and protection. These attendants, called midwives, help push the calf to the surface so it can take its first breath. In many whale species, especially orcas and dolphins, the pod actively participates in the birth process. The newborn calf emerges into the world still wet from amniotic fluid, disoriented but alive. Its lungs fill with air for the first time. The umbilical cord, which has connected it to its mother, tears free. The calf is now an independent being, yet completely dependent on its mother for survival. The first moments are critical. The mother must immediately form a bond with her calf. She positions herself alongside her baby, supporting it at the surface so it can breathe. Other whales in the pod celebrate the birth with vocalizations and behavioral displays. Hours after birth, the newborn calf experiences its first hunger. The mother guides her calf to her nipples located in mammary slits along her abdomen. The calf begins to nurse, drawing milk from its mother's teats. Whale milk is extraordinarily rich in fat and nutrients. A humpback whale mother's milk contains about 50% fat compared to human milk at just 4%. This incredibly calorie-dense milk allows whale calves to grow at an astonishing rate. A blue whale calf can gain 200 pounds per day during nursing. In just a few months, a calf can double its birth weight. The mother and calf develop an intense bond. They swim together constantly, rarely separating. The mother is fiercely protective of her calf, always positioned between the calf and potential threats. If a predator approaches, the mother will defend her calf aggressively, even against larger animals. The calf learns to mimic its mother's behaviors. It learns to breach, to dive, to navigate the ocean. It learns to produce the sounds and vocalizations of its species. The mother teaches her calf, through example and proximity, everything it needs to know to survive in the ocean. This mother-calf relationship is profound. Marine biologists who study whales observe that calves and mothers clearly love each other. The separation that eventually comes when the calf becomes independent is emotionally significant for both mother and calf. The nursing period for whale calves varies by species. Some species nurse for only a few months, others nurse for a year or more. During this entire period, the mother and calf are inseparable. The mother's body is essentially a factory for milk production. She is losing enormous amounts of energy and nutrients to milk production. Meanwhile, she is often not feeding, especially during migration. Some whale species actually don't eat during the breeding season and early nursing period, living entirely off the fat reserves they built up during feeding season. This is an extraordinary metabolic feat. A mother whale can lose 25 to 50% of her body weight during breeding season and early nursing. By the time she weaned her calf and returns to feeding grounds, she is significantly slimmer than when she left. The entire breeding season is essentially about transferring stored energy from the mother to her offspring. Yet female whales seem resigned to this energetic investment. Reproduction is their biological imperative. Everything in their evolutionary history has shaped them to undergo this extraordinary process. The calf, meanwhile, grows rapidly. It gains muscle mass, develops more sophisticated diving abilities, and becomes more confident in the water. By the end of the nursing period, the calf is significantly larger and more capable than when it was born. Eventually, the time comes when the calf must become independent. The mother stops producing milk. The calf can no longer rely on nursing for nutrition. This transition is called weaning, and it represents a critical life stage. The process of weaning is sometimes gradual. The mother may continue to allow the calf to nurse occasionally, even as the milk production decreases. Other times, it's more abrupt. The mother simply stops allowing the calf to nurse, forcing it to learn to hunt and feed on its own. For most whale species, calves learn to hunt by watching their mothers and other adults. They observe feeding behaviors, prey locations, and hunting techniques. Young whales practice diving and maneuvering. They learn to identify food sources. The transition to independence is stressful for both mother and calf. The emotional bond that develops during nursing is deep and real. Yet both must accept that independence is necessary. The mother must recover her body and prepare for the next breeding season. The calf must develop the skills it needs to survive. Most young whales remain near their mothers for their first year, or even longer, gradually becoming more independent while still maintaining close proximity. Eventually, the bond weakens. The calf may join a different group or begin to range more independently. Some whale species maintain stronger family bonds even after weaning. Orcapods, for example, remain together for life, with multiple generations sharing the same family group. Other species disperse more readily, with young whales joining different groups. Not every female whale reproduces every year. After giving birth and nursing a calf, a female's body is depleted. She needs time to recover, to build up fat reserves, to restore her health and strength. This recovery period is called the calving interval. For most large whale species, females reproduce only every 2 to 4 years. A female might give birth, nurse for a year, spend another year recovering, and then breed again. This means that during her lifetime, a female might produce only 10 to 15 calves even if she lives for 70 or 80 years. This relatively low reproduction rate is one reason why whales are vulnerable to overhunting. They cannot replace their populations quickly if large numbers are killed. This is why whale populations that were hunted nearly to extinction took so long to recover. Their low reproductive rates mean slow population growth. Environmental factors also affect reproductive success. Years when food is abundant allow females to recover quickly and breed again the following year. Years when food is scarce force females to wait longer before attempting to reproduce. Climate change and ocean productivity shifts are affecting whale reproduction rates worldwide. Some females never reproduce. Some calves don't survive to independence. Some pregnancies fail. Not all mating efforts result in viable offspring. Reproductive success is never guaranteed in the ocean. Young whales don't reproduce immediately. They must reach sexual maturity first. The age at which whales reach sexual maturity varies by species and by sex. Males typically mature later than females. Female humpback whales typically reach sexual maturity around 5 years of age. But just because they're capable of reproducing doesn't mean they will. Young females often don't breed for another few years, waiting until their bodies are fully developed and strong enough to handle pregnancy and nursing. Male whales reach sexual maturity at similar ages, but they face additional challenges. In many whale species, only the largest and most dominant males successfully mate. Smaller males might be sexually mature, but unable to gain access to females due to competition from larger males. This creates a significant biological imbalance. Young males reach sexual maturity years before they actually participate in reproduction. They may spend years or decades living in bachelor groups with other males, waiting for the opportunity to compete for reproductive success. The delay in reproduction for young whales is actually adaptive. It gives them time to grow to full size, develop their strength and skills, and become integrated into social hierarchies. Females that reproduce too early might not have adequate fat reserves to survive pregnancy and nursing. Not all whale species have the same breeding system. While humpback whales use an intense competitive system where males fight for access to females, other species have evolved different approaches. Some whale species practice polygyny where one male mates with multiple females. Other species appear to practice polyandry where one female mates with multiple males. The genetic benefits of each system depend on the ecological and social context. Orcapods have a matriarchal social system. The oldest female in a pod is the reproductive leader. She typically has the first access to breeding opportunities, and her daughters may wait to reproduce until their mother is no longer reproductively active. This creates a complex social hierarchy around reproduction. Sperm whales have a system where large, old males control breeding grounds. Young males gather in separate bachelor groups, often in different ocean regions. Only after reaching enormous size do these males move to breeding grounds where they can successfully compete for females. Some whale species appear to practice monogamy or temporary pair bonding, at least for a season or year. The gray whale, for example, has been observed forming relatively stable pair bonds during breeding season. These different breeding systems have evolved in response to different environmental pressures and social structures. Each system has advantages and disadvantages depending on the species' lifestyle and ecology. Whales show extraordinary parental investment in their offspring. The mother's commitment to her calf is total. She protects it, teaches it, and provides all its nutritional needs for months or years. Some whale species show additional parental investment through extended family care. In orcapods, grandmothers help with nursing calves. Ants teach juveniles hunting techniques. Siblings remain in the same family group for life. The result is a complex family structure where multiple generations contribute to the survival of young whales. This extended family system has significant evolutionary advantages. Knowledge is passed between generations. Hunting techniques are refined and improved. Social bonds are strengthened. Young whales learn not just from their mothers, but from all the other whales in their family group. The investment in offspring is so significant that a female whale's lifetime reproductive success is directly tied to how many calves she produces and how many of those calves survive to adulthood. A whale that produces 15 calves but loses half of them to predation or starvation is less successful than a whale that produces 10 calves and loses only one. Natural selection therefore favors behaviors and traits that increase calf survival. Protective mothers, dolphins and whales that recognize kin, groups that work together to defend young whales from predators. Despite millions of years of evolutionary refinement, whale reproduction faces unprecedented challenges in the modern world. Climate change, pollution, ship strikes, and fishing practices all threaten whale reproductive success. Rising ocean temperatures affect the timing of breeding season. Whales rely on environmental cues to time their migrations and breeding. If those cues shift due to climate change, whales might arrive at breeding grounds at the wrong time or miss peak breeding windows. Food availability is critical. Pregnant and nursing females need abundant food to build and maintain the massive fat reserves required for reproduction. Climate change and industrial fishing are reducing food availability for many whale species. The result is that females are producing fewer calves and experiencing longer calving intervals. Ship strikes kill whales of all ages, including pregnant females and young calves. Noise pollution from shipping, military sonar, and industrial activities disrupts whale communication and mating behaviors. Whales that cannot communicate effectively struggle to find mates and reproduce. Pollution, including plastic ingestion and chemical contaminants, affects whale health and reproductive success. Some female whales carry persistent organic pollutants in their bodies that are then transferred to calves through milk, potentially reducing the calf's survival chances. Despite these challenges, whales continue to reproduce. Populations are recovering in some regions as conservation efforts reduce hunting pressure and establish marine protected areas. Yet the future of whale reproduction remains uncertain in an era of rapid environmental change. The story of whale reproduction is also a story of conservation. Many whale species were hunted nearly to extinction during the whaling era. Blue whales, humpback whales, and bowhead whales all faced population crash so severe that many people believed the species would disappear forever. But protection and conservation efforts have allowed some whale populations to recover. The International Moratorium on Commercial Whaling, established in 1986, gave whales a chance to reproduce without being hunted. Populations that numbered in the tens of thousands before whaling have recovered to hundreds of thousands or more. Humpback whales are a conservation success story. Gray whales have recovered so successfully that some populations are now removed from endangered species lists. Blue whales, though still endangered, show signs of recovery. Even the most hunted species, like the bowhead whale, have demonstrated an ability to rebuild their populations when protected. These successes prove that whale reproduction, despite challenges, remains viable. Whales still mate, produce calves, and raise their young successfully. The key is giving them the protection they need. Studying whale reproduction has transformed how we understand these creatures. We now recognize that whales are not simple animals responding mechanically to instinct. They are complex, emotional beings with sophisticated social systems and deep family bonds. Female whales make conscious decisions about reproduction. They evaluate potential mates. They invest enormous energy in their offspring. They teach their young. They maintain relationships with their calves throughout their lives. Male whales compete fiercely, but also form alliances. They invest in courtship displays and song learning. They participate in social hierarchies that determine reproductive success. Young whales learn culture hunting techniques, dialect, social norms from older generation members. This learning process shapes their identity and social integration. Understanding whale reproduction means understanding that these animals have inner lives as rich and complex as our own. They experience competition and cooperation. They feel affection for their offspring. They grieve losses. They celebrate births. This understanding has profound implications for how we treat whales. It's difficult to justify killing an animal that we now recognize as a conscious, emotional being engaged in the profound process of reproduction and family bonds. What will whale reproduction look like in 50 or 100 years? The answer depends on the choices we make today. Climate change will continue to alter ocean conditions, affecting food availability and breeding timing. Noise pollution will likely increase, further disrupting whale communication and mating behaviors. Yet there is hope. Renewable energy is replacing fossil fuels, reducing noise and pollution. Marine protected areas are expanding, giving whales safe spaces to breed and rear young. International cooperation on climate change might slow the worst impacts of warming. More importantly, humans are increasingly recognizing the value of whales not just as animals to study, but as beings with their own intrinsic worth. The more we learn about whale reproduction, the more we understand the complexity and beauty of their lives, the more committed we become to protecting them. Whale reproduction is not merely a biological process. It's a manifestation of life's incredible diversity and resilience. It's a testament to the power of evolution and adaptation. It's a profound expression of the bonds that connect all living things. When we contemplate whale reproduction, we're contemplating something far larger than the mechanics of mating and birth. We're contemplating the persistence of life itself. We're contemplating how creatures evolved to overcome the extraordinary challenges of surviving in the ocean. Female whales that invest their entire bodies in pregnancy, nursing, and calf rearing. Males that compete fiercely for reproductive opportunities. Calves that learn from their mothers and grow to become magnificent adults. These are not simple behaviors, they are expressions of being. The journey of a whale from conception to independence is an epic tale of transformation and growth. It's a story written in genes and behaviors evolved over millions of years. It's a story that repeats itself countless times across our oceans, usually beyond human sight and understanding. Yet this story is not separate from our own. We are part of the same living world. The challenges whales face with reproduction, managing energy, navigating environmental change, protecting offspring are challenges that all living things face. Understanding whale reproduction helps us understand ourselves. There you have it, the incredible, beautiful, and complex story of how whales reproduce. From the intense competitions on breeding grounds to the profound bond between mother and calf, whale reproduction is one of nature's greatest sagas. If this documentary moved you, if you felt the same wonder and amazement about these magnificent creatures that we feel, then please do 3 things. First, hit that like button to support this channel. Second, subscribe to Nature Realms and turn on notifications so you never miss our in-depth nature documentaries. And third, share this video with someone you care about. Help spread awareness about the incredible lives of whales and the importance of protecting them. Comment below and tell us what aspect of whale reproduction fascinated you the most. Thank you so much for joining us on Nature Realms. We're committed to bringing you the most compelling and scientifically accurate nature documentaries on YouTube. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep celebrating the amazing creatures that share our planet. We'll see you in the next documentary. Goodbye, and thank you for being part of our growing community of nature lovers.